Hi everybody and welcome back to Sandling Junction. It's Christmas, what more can I say? Now before I dive straight into my Christmas video and update for Sandling Junction, let me just wish each and every one of you a fantastic Christmas and a very happy and prosperous 2020 to come. Now with that said, may your engines run smoothly and your layouts perform perfectly, and above all let Santa bring tons of additions to your fleets. I'm sure he will, and I'm sure I'll see them soon. With that said, let's jump straight into the video and let's see what's been going on the layout for this month. Catch you all soon. Bye bye. Welcome back everybody. As I said, it is December, it really is nearly Christmas, and I thought it was about time that I did a Sandling Junction update. Not too much has been going on. Now I know I keep saying that quite a lot recently. There are one or two things, and I've pretty much finished one of my projects which I've almost got ready to upload the first part of that to you. And that's on the test track and the diorama. So the first part of that should be up in the next day or so, I hope. And I'm already working on the editing of parts 2 and 3. It's quite an involved build, and I didn't want to sort of skimp it down too much, and at least let you see some of the processes that I've employed in order to do that. Plus the fact that I've got to make a whole lot of room in here, you know, for all those wonderful new presents that Santa is going to bring me. I gave him a huge list earlier, and I'm in anticipation, expecting to have to make a lot of room to put all those new trains and wagons and bits and pieces for the layout. Who am I kidding? I wish. Anyway, we never know your luck, do you? But I'm sure there'll be one or two things coming my way. I normally sort of put the feelers out and see what happens, but hey ho, we'll see. Anyway, I digress. I've lost my thread. I have been doing a lot to the Mimic panels. Now I've got to say this again and again and again. With the likes of John from DCC Concepts and all his colleagues there have been absolutely monumentally helpful, and spending no end of time with me to theorize and get this all right. So before the end of this video up, I will show you where we're at with the Mimic panels. And I've got to say, I've got one fully working. I say fully working. There's just the turntable yet that's still to be done. It's all wired up. The only problem is I haven't got a turntable that's laid out to track, all wired up itself. But when that's done, all the buttons and the turntable rows are ready on the Mimic panel to go. So no worries. All those little annoying little bits about double slips and getting that lighting right and the throwing of the switches so that all works perfectly. Finally today I've got it sorted. I nearly had it the other day, but I finally got it done today. And for Ashford Station's point of view, I can throw a switch even on 4 double slips that I have in that station. I really thought that they were going to be a headache to me at the beginning, and I've got to say there have been a headache during the course of the build so far. But now I've got them working with the points and the point motors and the lights and the Mimic panel. It's a piece of cake, and it means that I can pull up a train on one of the platforms, leave it there, a couple of switches, and I bring in another one and off it goes around the track. It is fantastic. That sort of level of automation for me I've not had before, and I really am so happy. Now I've got the big one, which I'll see and show you in a little while. That's ready to go. That's ready to start the big process and to get all of the marshalling yard up and running over the next, well, hopefully before the end of Christmas, this little beastie will be done. Now I did film a lot of the processes with the Ashford Station build of the Mimic panel. It too is a very, very long one, and it too will have to be in several parts. Now there is a caveat to that. The amount of problems, not problems, how shall I put it? The amount of time it took to get all the wiring, it's not even the wiring, that's quite minimal because that's all contained inside that one box. There's only a couple of wires that come to the track bus to feed the lights, and that's it. It is so simple. But getting all the sort of programming about right took an awful long time. It was just way too much to film. So what I've decided to do is to show you that and show you as much of that build as I can so it makes sense. But then over there is a small panel, a small box with just a few points on of Sandling Junction. Now not all of those points are laid yet because there are only 2 express points running through the station ready for the branch line. They need to be sorted out. In fact, they are all done and the cobalts are on there and everything else is fine. But I do need to sort of do that panel. As it's a much simpler one, I may well refilm that and redo that one, and at least if I just bring in that part of it with the wiring sorted out, it will be a lot easier to explain to you and show you. It's quite a spaghetti junction under that box. I will lift it up during the course of this and just show you how it looks, but it does look a lot worse than it is, I've got to say. There's a lot going on in a very little space, but with the help that I got from John at DCC Concepts, it made the whole process so much easier. I wouldn't have done it without him, I've got to say. He has been completely there as and when and if I've ever needed him. Even, I've got to say, and I hope he doesn't mind, even to the point where I've actually run him a couple of times when he's not been working. I didn't realise at one of them, but I did catch him on his downtime, but even then he was really sweet and helped me out. So anyway, I'm going to gas on about all of that, and yeah, it's fantastic. So before I go any further, what else have I got to do? Well, over Christmas I do plan on doing some more mundane jobs on the layout. I really want to start putting in some of the dead sleepers that are missing from the laying of the process of laying the track in the first place. So that is going to sort of start that, and I don't want to get too doing it all the time. It's a bit brain draining, mind numbing, so I'm going to do so much and progress around the layout as I go. I would like to consider getting some of the final parts of the station over there, the coal stays, get that in place, and even though the elevation on one of them won't be there, that will come on later. But I would also like to start considering the access off the turntable, and maybe just get that turntable in, well it's in, but get it finished off, fitted up, and see if we can't make it fully DCC with the buttons that we have on the Mimic panel. It's taken a little bit more work. I know Alistair from ADM Turntables, or his engineers, and John from DCC Concepts have been really working hard. In fact, I know John is at the moment actually recreating my turntable setup up their works, wherever that is up country, to try and rationalise and see exactly how we can do it. We've got one row of reds round. We will now have to put in 2 or 3 greens just on the entry and exit roads so that we can head and tail the ADM turntable, and then all the other roads will be tails only. Now I do know that when you do have an ADM turntable, you have that option to go head or tail on any of the roads, but because I'm the way we've got this, it will work the way we're suggesting, or at least I am assured that it will work the way we're suggesting. I'm rambling on now, and I do apologise. I do want to show you a little bit of interest, and I also want to show you a couple of trains pulling into the stations with the points changing, and some other trains leaving before the end of this video. So I'm going to leave you now, and I won't come back at the end and bore you further. I will simply say that enjoy this video. I want to also add a big thanks to all the new subscribers that have come on. We are in excess of 2,300 odd now, and that is fantastic. When I started this a year or so back, or just actually, no, actually it was about a year ago, because I actually had this all ripped apart at this time in preparation for my son and I over Christmas last year to start laying the floor. So Sandling Junction was merely an idea at the time, nothing more. So in that year we've got 2,300 subscribers and climbing, and I've got to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for your support and your continued support of Sandling Junction and the work and the efforts that I put in. That's fantastic. Thank you. What else? Well, it means to say that I'm going to wish each and every one of you a fantastic Christmas. I hope you, your families, your loved ones have a great time, and that everything that you want comes your way. Whether it's one of the new Class 66s that I see everybody is going ape over. Sorry, it's not my time, my era, so I'm not going to go ape over it, but I'm sure they're fantastic. And yeah, whatever it is you're getting for Christmas from Santa, from your friends and your family, enjoy it. I expect to see it, I'm sure, in many videos that will come in the very early new year as you unbox and put them on your layouts respectively for the first time. So yeah, have a great Christmas everybody. Enjoy the season's festivities and enjoy running your trains. I'm sure you do all of those things. All the best for now, and if you do like this video, click that like button. That'd be fantastic. Share it with your friends, even better. And once I keep saying this, but please, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to know that there are people watching and enjoying and getting something from the efforts that I put in. It helps me grow my channel, and it also tells you when I've got a new video up and ready for you to watch. So subscribe guys, and wishing you a happy Christmas one more time, and a very happy modeling train orientated new year. All the best. Thanks. Catch you all soon. Bye bye. Hi guys, welcome back. As I said, this is pretty much what I've been working on for the last few weeks. It's taken an awful lot of work to get it all right and get it finished off, and the videos that I will show you very shortly hopefully will give you a greater insight to all of this and how it came to be. This is ready set up for the ADM turntable. They're push to makes. These will all operate from an NCE mini panel inside here, and it's all wired up ready to go. But what I do need to actually put in is a green, a green and a green, and those will be the heads for this one and this one, the exits and entries to the turntable. All the remaining ones, all the reds, will remain as tails. That's fine. This is one of my notorious double slips, and there is another one here, another one over here, and one hiding just about there. And the problem was, as we all know, wiring up double slips can be a pretty much a nightmare. But these are now working as I want them to, and they will go on the roads that I would ask them to. So that's all fantastic, and you can hear the points changing in the background. And it is so simple. It is a great pleasure to be able to just flick a switch and see this lot move and do what I want it to do, and move a train from one line to another line and not have to worry. The old way of using, you know, one of these and pressing select accessory, then the number, then going back and then redoing it and then go to the next point. Oh dear. It really made running trains a nightmare. So now I really am keen to get on and do the other panel boxes. It's one of the most complicated ones that we had to begin with, only because I really wanted to see the station running properly, so it was worth persevering. Now I'm going to show you what's inside, and don't be frightened off by it. It is what it is, but there you go. It's been set up quite simply. My friend really was instrumental. I don't mean John this time, but my other friend who lives very local to me. He's not into railway modelling, but he's really keen, or has been really keen. He made all the boxes that I'm using because he is very, very good at carpentry. But he actually made plastic washers for these mini screws, and he built these bridging sections on a 3D printer. The man is pretty much a genius, I've got to say. And even this has got cutouts to allow for the soldering underneath, but it all works perfectly. Now you can see that all the looms here have been wired in, and they're all in small groups, as are all those for the Mimic panels. These are two alpha encoder units from the Cobalt range and DCC Concepts, and these are the DCC Mimic panels, the lighting panels. This is the NCE mini panel, and very few people sell these. I know that DCC Concepts do, but other than that, they're very hard to find. But they are extremely good little units. So there we are. That's the inside of it. I can plug it in and unclip it and take the whole thing out should I need to, and that's why I've not decided on how to finish this box quite yet, because it might be a case that I make the top off or able to be taken away, so that I can then not glue this in and be able to free it up should I need to do so or work on it. But essentially there is an awful lot of room in here because of the way we've done this. We put all the mechanism, all the switches and everything else underneath, and then we've bridged over the top, so that when we do lift this out for any maintenance work, come whatever, the whole thing lifts as one. Now that's not my idea. This is John from DCC Concepts. This is pretty much, well, I'm sure the ones they do commercially for people are much more refined than mine, but it's pretty much done with regards to his instructions, and yeah, I think we've interpreted them very, very well, and we've got a nice, clean, workable box. So let's put that to one side, and I'm just going to turn the camera around very, very slowly. Now, one of the other things is that until this time, I really just had all my control box, my Pro Cab and my Alpha Power sat behind me just on an old trolley. And it really wasn't good. And when I come to put these DaP panels in, I then decided that I needed to get it sorted out. So I wanted to daisy chain the DaP panels. So what I've got is, this is actually the start of the whole network in that sense. So we've got, I'll go down in a minute and show you the control setup under there. And then I made 4 of these panels today with nicely painted black. They take the DaP, the Cobalt control panel, fascia panel, that sits in there nice. It's all painted black, and each one, although this is the only one at the moment, will have DCC Concepts cradle holder for my Pro Cab, and there are 4 of these dotted around the layout. They will be sitting next to one of these, so wherever there's one of these, there'll be one of those next to it. And then the reason why we've got a DaP here and another one here, I could have come in through the back of the box. Well, I've got to admit to you, I did on this one, because I didn't realise I could do what I've done. So I've got a little hole to fill in, but that's neither here nor there. The reason we got two of these is the fact that these are going to be in situ and not moved. So they comes out of the control panel there into one of these, carries on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. The last one ending up over on Sandling Junction itself. Now, the reason that I've got that and not coming into this for each one is if I need to take this off, I don't lose functionality. It's there. This just merely unplugs from the faceplate to this, and where it's away. Equally, if I have some other people working in here with me, or we want to put each of these panels, all the others, all side by side to do something, then all I simply do is plug the first one in from there, and the others will daisy chain off and I can link them. But if they were carrying the primary source of linkage, then I couldn't really move them. So that's why it paid, again, John's suggestion, it paid to put on by a little bit extra by buying some more of these panels, putting those on first off, and then linking these in where they've got to go. And you don't need, you can either use a small flat cable RJ12, or you can use one of the 4-wire curly cables, or you're not drawing any power, so you don't really need anything else. It's just linking for data. So there you go. I'm going to just swing it round one more time and show you some more. Okay, so moving on, and we've got where I've just been showing you over here, and the working mimic panel, and here we have a second DaP set up in exactly the same way. It will have a cradle put on there at some point. It's not for that. It's actually for, I come around gently, it's actually for this. This is where all my old control system was sitting on before. I needed to make the space, and also so that I could daisy chain on round to the very next DaP in the system. So this, again, it's another box made by my friend. There is nothing in it at the moment. There is only the DaP panel on the front. That will be sorted out and used at some point in the future. Excuse me. But you can see that we are ready to go. The printing has been done. Okay, so I just thought I'd show you what I did here. I moved all the power stuff from to the left of this and built a new shelf in here and sat it all nice and neatly on here. We've got the Pro Cab, we have the Alpha Power. Here we have another box. This will be the end of the line. This will be set up not sitting on the top as it's showing now. I've got to organize storage and everything underneath. My idea with all of these boxes, if I can't place them on a suitable unit such as the ones you've already seen, I will then put them on drawer sliders and have them push in and out underneath the tabletops, so they're out of the way, not causing me a problem when I want to do some modeling or some scenic work or cleaning, whatever it might be. They can push out the way and not cause a problem, and also be very, very safe. So this one is Sandling Junction, but just on the top right over there is the same again. That is the Hive and the Sandgate Holt or Terminus board there. Slightly bigger than Sandling Junction because it's carrying Hive and Sandgate on it. Hi guys, and welcome back to December's update. Now this I have been waiting for quite a while. It's something I treated myself to, and not that I needed an excuse to, but you know what it's like. And I just want to share the opening with you. Carefully does it. So as I say, I know I've got several of these, but I just fancied having another one, and the reason being that I ordered this a little while ago before I knew I was getting one, but this is done by DC Kits. Charlie from DC Kits has done this, and we've got a Lego Man Biffo sound involved, which is always a delight when it comes to sound. Extra wrapping up. There she is. Wonderful. Look at that. Stunning model. Helja and do a great job of this. And this has got the new speaker system into the modified fuel tank underneath this. And I am itching to get this on track and see how she sounds. There you go. Well, a thoroughly happy acquisition. Now you're not seeing double. There are two Class 33s, both of them sitting side by side. One is 6577, the other one is 6507, and they're both fitted with Lego Man Biffo sounds. One by Aidan at Roxley Models and the other one by Charlie at DC Kits. So I'm really pleased with both of them. Fantastic jobs. They sound great, look great, and I now need to sit down and think about how I really want to weather them up and stress them out a little bit. Okay, well, I'm going to get on and I'm going to run in 6507 and give that some time, and there we go from there. All the best for now. Catch you all very, very soon. Bye.